We'll have more on the graduation proposal coming up later today on First at 4, so be sure to hang around for that. Well, all you need is love. That's how the old Beatles song goes. But most of us find some people are easier to love than others. Motivational speaker and author Scott Wimberly is here to tell us about how to see others through the eyes of love. Scott, good to see you again, buddy.
Good to be here, always.
Good to have you back. And we just keep talking about love.
Can't get away from it.
We can't, can we? Yeah. So what are we talking about today as far as seeing others through the eyes of love? What do you mean by that?
Well, what I was trying to say, I guess, was kind of giving other people a break. You know, the saying is you got to see things through other people's eyes or walk a mile in their shoes. But I believe it goes further than that, and that people act a certain way. There's a reason for it, and we've kind of talked about that too. But it's looking past all their faults. Looking past what they've done wrong, looking past what they're doing wrong, what they're saying wrong, what they're not doing. Look past all that. Look at the true them. Because I believe deep down everybody's got a good heart. I don't care how bad and ugly you act and talk. I really do believe that everybody has a good heart. Because I'm one of those. I know what I've done and what I've said and how I've acted. And I've wanted people to look at me through eyes of love. And they have. A lot of people have. As I said last time, talking about how I don't understand sometimes how my wife loves me, how my daughter loves me, because that's a different, I can't fathom, I can't understand that. At the same time, how do we show that? How do we reciprocate that back to somebody? Just the little things like, people cutting you off in the parking lot. Well, it could be that they got so much going on today. Last week, husband left them, working 3 jobs, running late for that 3rd job. Can't be late again, I'm going to get fired. How am I going to pay the doctor bill for my little girl that's in the hospital? They cut you off, you were going to get the paper and a cold drink. How do you look through the eyes of love?
Or maybe they're just a jerk.
They could be a jerk. And even then, that's when you really got to look with both eyes.
That's when it's really important.
That's when it's really both, because there's no option out. There's no catch-22. There's no back door. There's no escape route, out of that.
Now, Sky, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it seems to me we're more connected than ever before through technology. It's super easy for me to get in touch with you because of cell phones and email and text messaging and all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, it sort of seems like because it is so easy for me to get in touch with you, that the experience is somehow cheapened by that. You don't have to call a girl up on the phone anymore to ask her out. You just shoot her a text message, that sort of thing. So is it harder for us or becoming harder for us to put ourselves in a situation where we can be empathetic with others?
Well, you got to turn the phone off sometimes. And that, for me, that's hard to do. But I'm learning now, it was 8 o'clock. Now it's getting 6:30-ish that I try to turn it off. The computer shuts down. I spend that time with my family, and I can answer an email tomorrow or the next day, whenever. Because I know that, again, it comes back, how do we want to be treated? How would I want somebody to respond to me and things like that. But I think just the most important thing is just to overlook those little quirks, the jerks.
The quirks and the jerks.
The quirks and the jerks, and overlook those things and just begin to, look more deeper, to take time to look deeper and see them for what they really, really, really are. And that person, I'm sure that everybody's thinking of that one person. They may be sitting beside them, but you got to be able to look in there and look down and understand that we all have our problems. We all have our quirks. We all have our things, and I can be a jerk just like anybody else can. But we have to look through the eyes of love.
All right, super. Scott, we're out of time. It's good seeing you, buddy.
Thank you.
You can find out more about Scott, his books, and following the roadmap to your destiny online at scottwimberly.com.